My name is Michael Brown. I grew up in Maryland, close to Baltimore, in between DC, a lot of the DMV, Baltimore area parts of Maryland. I'm currently living in Charlotte, North Carolina, and I am a quality assurance engineer. I was in consumer electronics, sales, and management. Worked for every different type of cell phone carrier, worked with top 100 companies, and I was tired of the sales process, the sales goals. Constantly, you're as good as your last day, or as good as your last month, or as good as your last deal, depending on what that was in. And there was always a lot of pressure in that. Here, with the job that I have now, I can live life more for me, and I have a level of freedom and flexibility that I didn't have before. I was driving anywhere from 500 to 700 miles a week. I was doing in-home sales with people and selling cell phones. It was extremely stressful. You missed one sales goal, you were not that great. And I wasn't fulfilled because I was tired of the process. I no longer wanted to do that. And there was parts of life that I believed I was missing out on. And I 1000% knew I needed to make a change. There were family events that took place that made me realize that I needed to make a career change sooner than not. And one of them required me to have to leave the state to be a better father to my youngest child, who lived in South Carolina. So what I ended up doing is looking for IT work that didn't require coding and that did not require a 4-year degree, because I don't have that type of time. So in that search, I came across Careerist. Now, it was a boot camp, and I'm like, I have no idea what this is going to entail. So I had to do my own research and look to see how credible it was, because most of the time we know nothing but getting a degree from school. And as I said before, I didn't have time to do that. And so there was hesitation because I was not sure if this was going to be real. But I did as much due diligence as I could, and everything that I saw told me that Careerist was a viable outlet to get me to where I needed to be. And I just took a leap of faith. When I first heard one of the promotional videos for Careerist, there was a guy who said, if companies are paying $70,000 to $100,000 a year, but you're saying it's easy, why would they do that? And the guy said, if the login button on Amazon's website did not work, how much money would they lose? And so once that light bulb clicked for me, I knew that quality assurance was the path for me. The thing that was a fear was really if Careerist was reputable. And so I had to do some due diligence. I never believed that I would just take the jump on anything just because somebody says this works. So I did some looking on about 2 or 3 different websites and looked up Careerist, and everything I saw was that they were a viable and reputable company. The thing about the boot camp was I was going to have someone to help me. Self-study in an industry that I'm not familiar with was going to be entirely too stressful, because you're not going to know where to go from point A to point B, what tools to use, where to go. And there's so much on YouTube, I knew I needed the structure. And so when looking at the boot camp and seeing that someone was actually going to take me from not knowing to knowing and having enough information to get me to the job, I felt like that a boot camp was the best place for me to go. My child's gone through a lot of different things, and to say I'm able to be there at any moment necessary is something that is life-changing, because it has allowed me to grow, allowed me to be more active, and I'm thankful that the job that I have allots me the freedom to do so, because I work from home. And if I need to be there, you need to be there for any situation, medical, field trip. I'm on multiple field trips. And so I'm able to be the father that I've always wanted to be, but never had the opportunity to, due to the distance.